Hello and welcome to Real News. Does that sound like a contradiction in terms to you? Well, it would to me. That's why I want to create real news of real stories of real people, you. Well, you weren't expected your newsreader to be a funny Polish lady in a hat, but as you know, here in Britain we like diversity. This is as diverse as I could make it today. You've got an immigrant with a slightly unclear sexual orientation and a minor disability that is not really visible. So that's as diverse as I get. And please, can you share your real stories with me? Feel free to record them by writing, by making videos, by recording sound. I want to know, because these are the stories that really create the picture of humanity in this time. Let's have a chronicle of humanity in the times of Corona. Well, so what stories would I have for you? My stories are small anecdotes. A lot of stories have been happening on the inside for me. They've been stories of the monsters that have been locked out in the dungeon and now, with no distractions, they've knocked on the door and emerged into the light for me to play with them. But there has been some stories. If you are a foreigner, you have to get used to the fact that British people ask you how you are and don't expect an answer, not a meaningful one anyway. And the other week, I went to the shops and a shop assistant asked me how I was in a way that I deeply felt that he meant and wanted to know, and it really brought me to tears, feeling that this stranger cared. And that's what I see everywhere, that strangers are caring for each other. Do you have any stories about that you want to share? I listen to stories for a living, and that's part of the inspiration behind this real news experience. And just to give you samples of what I have heard of busy mothers who for the first time were able to cook their grandmother's recipes for their children. I have heard of patients confined to their homes who, because of their job, have been guiding people in all kinds of tricky situations on the phone, whilst the people who they talk to don't even know that they haven't walked out of their door for 10 weeks. I have heard stories of somebody stuck in a quarantine in India, and the hospital staff in India, because of their compassion, gathering donations to help him get on the plane home. I've heard stories of people not being able to say goodbye to their father on the deathbed, and doing so by touching and smelling their jumper. I've heard stories of people going for a walk as if it was their last walk, because they didn't know if the lockdown rules will change. There's been also a lot of activity on the internet, and is this the new life we want to live? Well, I don't know, but it's been quite entertaining. There is a strange phenomenon on Zoom that you can actually turn off your video and audio and do whatever you want when somebody is talking to you, and you definitely don't need to be embarrassed if you had something for dinner that will make you fart. These kind of liberties make me smile, as well as getting emails from all my bank managers about what hard times we live in and how much they care. And I don't know if I believe them. I never heard them speak about how much they care in the last 25 years of using their services. But there we go. So tell me, what's new for you? What are your stories of Corona times? We have been dammed like a river, and the river flows around the dam. That's what I'm experiencing. I wonder, how have you found yourself flowing around the dam? So if you send me your story, I can't promise that I will cover it in the next Real News, but it might be nice for you to capture it. So please do, and I will gladly receive it. Thank you. Goodbye.